veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Actually Aubrey, and we're here tonight to talk about Married at First Sight, season 15, right, guys?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. I was just trying to enjoy the last of this little summer break, guys. So you have to forgive me, guys. You have to forgive me. How's everybody doing, you guys?
Good. Doing good. How about you?
Oh, doing great. I cannot complain. Just try to get my little scroll bar going up here. Okay. Yeah, guys. So what did you think? Just quick little what did you think overall of this gaslighting episode? What did you think of it?
I don't know. To me, it's kind of interesting because in the past seasons, you can kind of feel that some of the I don't want to say actors, but some of the people on the show,
some of the castmates.
The castmates, yeah, they're not being genuine, or they're just there to collect a check. I don't know. This season, I'm not getting that vibe from most of the cast members. I'm just kind of feeling like, they're really, going through it. They're going through the motions. So that's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that too. I'm feeling the same way, Igor. What about you, Kimberly? Your thoughts?
I enjoyed the episode, of course. I always look forward to the show. I just feel like we're getting more of them now, more information, more details about who they really are and what their thoughts are. So now things seem to be playing out more so along the lines of like, are they going to stay together? Do they need to stay together, or should they just call it quits? So my numbers are changing.
Yeah, we don't want nobody to go to jail.
Yeah, we got to see a different side of Nate this episode too, I think. Did anybody else feel that way? That without going into a lot of details right now till we get to them, did anybody feel like we got to see a little more of Nate's personality?
Yeah, we saw the hood Nate. We saw the
what?
The hood. Like he's from the hood.
Yeah, I think it's a few people on the show this season that are from the hood. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can see that. Anything else? What did you think when they said gaslighting? We know who used that line. I believe that was Kristen with the Y that used that line, but I felt like there were a couple of other people that were doing some gaslighting. Anybody else see that? Well, think about Alexis with an A. To throw some hints, I think about Alexis with the A and how she represented herself one way when she was arguing with her spouse versus when she was there in front of Dr. Pia. I think she did a little bit of gaslighting there.
I would respectfully disagree, and I really can't stand Justin. I remember last week we were like, "Oh, your friend in your head." But I really can't stand him. But I will say that from looking at the last two episodes, he talks without trying to listen. I'm sorry, he talks without trying to listen, and she was trying to explain that to him. And I feel like Dr. Pia was on track to say, like trying to help them in the relationship, but he got so defensive. And now I'm starting to get little like hints of what his brother was talking about. You're not ready for marriage.
Mm-mm. Oh, he's not ready to even learn about himself. If you don't know who you are, if you're not willing to be open to learn about, your behavior from an outside standpoint,
from a
doctor standpoint, then who's Alexis to tell you anything?
Yes, I don't see gaslighting on her. I see her, and she even touched him, like try to calm him down. If you remember the scene, she was kind of like, she didn't do all of that. Now she's kind of like, okay,
CPR.
Yeah, she tried to calm him down, and he just wouldn't. He was like revved up.
He had tears in his eyes. I don't know what emotions he was
He's
feeling.
always
He was
crying.
emotional
That's
at once.
him. That's
He
him
must
all
be a
the
Cancer.
time.
He's always emotional.
Oh my
I would
God.
love to know the zodiac signs.
I know, right? Yeah, I love zodiac signs.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of them. It's too much for me, all that doggone crying. I wouldn't even say just a man that's crying too much. I don't like anybody. That to me shows emotional instability. Like, why are you crying? Like, if I say boo, you cry. Really? Seriously? There's no reason for that. We're not little children anymore. Use your words. Use your words. Like, for goodness sake, it's just too much. I'm trying to get these overlays in here really quick, but of course that's not really going to be quick. But
Yeah, very extreme.
He's very extreme, and he claims he's an oversharer. But
no,
where's your vocabulary, bro? Speak.
Right, he absolutely is not an overshare. But I tell you what, we're going to get started with. I say we go ahead and do Lindy and Miguel. Kimberly, talk about what you observed in. Let's see if I get them up. There they are. There they are.
Oh,
Lindy,
looks good.
Lindy and Miguel. That's all thanks to the wonderful graphics of Sir Igor right here.
You can't see their name because the bar.
Oh yeah, let me take.
Moves.
Hold on. Oh, I see what you're saying. The banner. Okay, let me see here what I'm gonna do with that. Oh, it's right there. And then I got the comment over it too. So we're gonna pull that down. Hey everybody. Okay, so guys, this is Lindy and Miguel. So we wanted to give you visuals, but Kimberly, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, so this episode, I feel like if anyone's gaslighting, it might be Miss Lindy, but it's like she's trying to manipulate Miguel a little, especially with her comments of like giving grace. And I love what Miguel said about even grace is finite because you can't just keep pushing and pressuring someone to continue down the path when you're constantly like lashing out at them. But Lindy is kind of like, just take me as I am, whatever it is, we're going to work through this thing. And that's like a form of a manipulation, even with the insurance thing, last name insurance, all of the I guess demands that she's putting on him in this relationship is very manipulative, but it seems like she's not willing to grow or change to meet his need outside of, I guess, the bedroom, that she did up front early on in the beginning. But other than that, it's like, hey, I gave you that. Now you need to bend and meet all my needs from here on out. So if anyone, in my opinion, is doing the gaslighting, it would be Lindy.
Yeah, you may have a point there. Yeah, Lindy is down. What do you guys say? In India and Igor, what are you guys thinking about that? You see that?
I'm wondering if it's manipulation, or I try to like look at people and also think about the context and their history. She was in a very controlled environment, and from what she said, her religious background was very strict. So now I think she feels like I'm comfortable in who I am and how I got to this point. Will you accept me? So I'm wondering if she's like pushing the line to say, I want someone to just take me as what happened?
I'm just giving shares to Ellen.
Oh, to take.
Oh yeah, on the screen. Igor with the graphics. Yeah.
So I just wanted to know if she's just like toting the line and say, will he accept me? Because I haven't been accepted for my past viewpoints and thoughts and changes in my upbringing. So that's what it made me think about.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I don't know. I feel like Lindy, she's got something going on, as different commentators are saying all over the YouTube streets. I don't know. We don't know if she's like bipolar. We don't really know what's going on with her. There's definitely something going on. Yeah, Lindy is. What's she saying, Lindy? Oh my goodness, Lindy is trying to keep the cuckoo from flying out of the nest. Okay, Roro. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of some mental health stuff going on. And what's fascinating is that she told her husband, she told Miguel, she said, you really haven't seen crazy yet, and he was like, huh?
Yeah, and he was telling his friend, the sailor. He was telling his friend, the sailor, he was like, the sailor asked him, do you think Jekyll and Hyde is over?
Jekyll.
He was like, I don't know. I don't know. And I could understand from his perspective, but from her perspective as well, like if we, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of what Nate was trying to say. I know they're completely two different rationales for why they're feeling the way they are. Nate wants to be accepted and he's tired of proving himself. But for her, she also wants to be accepted. And she also thinks that if he sees all of her crazy and he could accept all of her crazy, then she thinks that that's the key to success in their marriage. Get all that crazy stuff out, and then everything is going to be all good, without understanding that she just met the guy. You haven't given him enough reasons to like you for the good. You want him to like you for the bad? It's kind of too early for that, in my opinion.
So save the crazy?
Save the crazy, just a little bit. Just gentle sprinkles.
Gentle sprinkle. It's so funny because in the beginning, for me, Miguel was the one showing signs of like he's a little, not saying cuckoo, but this whole Dungeon and Dragons. Huh? Oh yeah, hot in the pants. That too. Hot in the pants, manipulative. Because like I said last week, I still think the two of these guys deserve each other because I think they're both manipulative. I really do. I feel that way, but I could be mistaken. But I just feel like I was gonna say I felt like when he came out with the whole Dungeon and Dragons dice thing or the die at the wedding, like I'm like, okay, dude, give it a chance. Like, don't introduce that right up front. I mean, you see what I'm saying? That's a little odd. I mean, not everybody plays Dungeon and Dragons, and he's very into it. Like, I thought
almost.
Right, forceful. I thought Miguel was going to turn out to be the kind of jerk that we're seeing Mitch being, with the whole. I really thought that. Honest to goodness, I did.
Yeah, I did too.
Hey, Miss Creative, how you doing? And we got Kimberly Reviews channel. You guys go check out. Definitely check out. Let's Talk with India and Igor, and also, of course, subscribe and check out Kimberly Reviews. Check out all of these wonderful people here. These are all great commentators on the math, and they've been into it for seasons, so you guys know they're good. You know that they are so good. So moving right along, the next up, I say we get to this couple here because I heard. Okay, guys in the audience, raise your hand if you want to hear the inside scoop and you don't mind if it's what they call a spoiler, a little bit of a spoiler. Oh, he doesn't like spoilers? Oh, okay.
Right. Close your ears, everybody else.
Close your ears because it's getting ready to go down, guys. But let me see. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see what the comments are saying before I give it away.
She kicked his tooth out. She kicked one of his teeth out.
No, she can't do that. He's always smiling.
She's gonna ruin the only thing he has going for him. She can't do that.
He has money too.
He's got a beautiful smile. Yeah,
he does.
He's got a great smile.
Right there.
Well, guys, okay, let me just ask you this. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to give it all away, but I'm going to give a little hint at it. Did any of you guys see the after party? That's where it kind of starts at. If you saw the after party, if you notice this last after party, they only had two castmates, which was Stasha, and they had Justin, and then they brought in a blogger, a YouTube blogger, right? So now the last time they did that last season was when one of the couples went adios. So just something to think about. Wait,
but Morgan's been on after party, right? And Ben.
I can't hear what you're saying. You talking to me?
Yeah, Morgan and Ben have both been at after party, right? Different times, but they've both been there, right?
Yes.
Ben, remember he was talking about his suit and he took the tag off?
Yes. But now you guys saw the trailer for the end of the show, though, right? You saw, for next week, right?
Oh, when she dropped the flowers.
She didn't drop them. Is that what you're calling it? Is that what you're calling it? Flower?
Right. Oh, it was like a soap opera moment.
I think.
And then she said thank you, didn't she? She was like thank you and dropped it.
Yeah. Why you say thank you?
Toxic.
But anyway, what did you think about? I thought I'm going to say this. Let's start giving out MVPs for the women and one for the men. I say this episode, Ben gets the MVP for the men because you know what? He was vulnerable. He opened up. He shared about how it was being in his community, being Asian, the pressure to be a doctor, lawyer, or Indian chief. And I just say that, I throw that in because that's the expression, right? But he really shared and opened up, and all Morgan could do was say, "Oh, okay, that's nice, that's nice."
She was like, and like,
It's
is a
so
beef
dry.
that good, girl? Like, pause, give him a hug, something,
Nothing. And that's another thing. Has anybody noticed there is no physical connection between these two? Like he gives
It's
her
gone.
a dab.
gone.
He gives her a dab. Like, what's going on with this
It's
dab?
giving associates. They're not even friends at this point.
Oh,
But she
Nope.
like how he cook. She like his food.
Yeah.
Last time a man cooked for me, I'm gonna eat this because I don't know where this relationship is going.
Yeah, she even mentioned it
She mentioned what now? What is that?
about him not being able to compliment her like a couple would or someone in a relationship. He was just keeping it like, you're just the homegirl or
Drippy.
whatever.
Yeah, he said you drippy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what is that? Now you guys are younger than me. What is this thing drippy? Is that a new thing now? Does that mean sexy? What does that mean?
It just means
No.
she looks good, but it was like
You dress well.
It's more something you would say like to a friend, not to your woman.
Exactly.
If you just got some fresh clothes, someone could say, "Oh, you got the drip."
Okay,
Not something you say to your spouse that you're attracted to.
exactly. And Miss Creative says it best. She says, "Y'all know Morgan is a roughneck." Oh my goodness. She is giving very masculine vibes, and it's not really giving, I think, him room to really be himself, because every time he tries to take the lead, she kind of pushes him back into a little corner almost.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think in addition to that, I feel like we spoke about this last episode. His love language is he likes the compliments, but I think he also wants affection. I think that's really big for him, and she is like zero emotion. So even if you take everything else away, crazy, not crazy, whatever, just that fact alone, he's never going to get what he needs from her.
Wow.
Wow.
But it was nice, like you said, with him opening up more and talking about his daddy issues. I thought that was very touching. I always love when they go into trying to deal with past issues. That always sparks my interest. So, and then he said he felt good about it being said. It made him feel good, opening up and sharing those things. So I just love that piece of it. So hopefully he will continue to progress and give her compliments.
I did. I love that he shared, and then he went. But what it showed though too, did anybody notice that Morgan was so inflexible? She didn't even, like, when he asked her, did she have anything to share? No. I think Morgan is not ready for this process. She's not open enough. She's not forgiving enough. She seems to still be hanging on to 2-3 weeks ago what happened on the honeymoon, and I'm like, dude, get over it. Get over it. Really?
And I think she lied when she said she's over the issue with her dad. I think she has daddy issues, and that's why she can't be close to Ben.
What exactly makes you feel that way? Like, is it something specific?
Because when he asked her to dig a little deeper, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm over it." He's like, "How?" He's like, I just over it." It's like she was like really hesitant to even share how she got over it, was her process like, and she was not open at all when they were doing the Korean barbecue. She was just sitting there. So that showed me that she isn't open and over it. And she would react differently, I would feel, and be more open, more receptive to him if she was over her past traumas with her dad.
And in addition to that, we know she's not over it because she's mentioned at least 2 or 3 times now. Once I put the wall up, that's it. The wall is there. With my issues with my dad, I put the wall up and that's it. So if you were honestly over it, why do you keep bringing it up? So definitely she ain't over it.
That's a good point. Kimberly, you agree? Do you think that Morgan is not over what happened with Ben yet?
Oh, right. Yeah, I totally agree, because you can just tell the way she feels and the way she talks about things. You can tell when someone's still holding on to whatever issue, and you can see it on her. So that's why I say they're kind of messing up my numbers, because I really thought they would be able to make it. And now I'm not
Wait
sure.
a minute, you got a bet going on this couple? You don't have
Just my pride. And I'm
Okay.
And
losing.
I was rooting for them too, for real. I was rooting for them too. They were the last couple I was rooting for, but I don't know. It's getting kind of tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I okay, we're gonna move on, but one last thing about Morgan and Ben. So at the end of their scene, the other night, Morgan said, "I heard what you told Alexis.
Mm.
I heard what or Alexis told me what you said." So he probably told, of course, Justin, and of course,
Mm.
pillow talk being what it is. Justin, of course, went back and told his wife Alexis.
Which is
So
fine, but she
well,
shouldn't
well,
have
what
told
is
other
it?
people.
What is it? But what does anybody have any want to venture to guess what exactly it is that Ben could have possibly have said about Morgan now? What's this next thing? I mean, like we already got past the nurse thing.
No, I think it's so we were laughing about this because so he got in trouble, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
got in trouble with her. And as soon as he got in trouble with her, Ben went literally back to Justin. They played basketball together. And he literally told Justin that, oh, she's mad at me now because of this. And then you had Justin crying to Alexis. And then Alexis told him, you got to worry about us and not worry about his relationship. So since they've been having issues, since he said, okay, I see how that has hurt you. I'm sorry for doing that. I'll try to build my trust back with you. My man has been probably going back to Justin for a whole bunch of stuff. So, and Justin can't hold water. So that's a
No,
mistake.
he sure can't. He cannot hold water, and nor can Alexis. Alexis should be ashamed of herself being a gossiping woman like that. That's very uncouth, in my opinion. But
Yeah, I don't know
speaking
why
of
she did that.
yeah, but speaking of Justin and Alexis, they're our next couple. So Kimberly, you want to start with what did you think about Justin and Alexis this episode? Like,
Whew. Listen, okay, let's start with the virginity thing. So now y'all know he's not a virgin, unless y'all still want to say he is, or maybe he's lying. But that was a big question going around
oh
with
right.
Justin. People were saying, "Oh, he's probably a virgin. That's why they haven't consummated the marriage." Well, he said he's not, and it's been a minute, so we can get that out of the way. But now I just wonder if Alexis is going to run and tell everybody, because
Oh
she
yeah.
likes to share and she likes to talk to other people, as we can see with the Morgan and Ben situation. But I don't know. The end of the episode is what really got me when they were talking with the therapist. I believe that was her title, trying to help
Yes.
them with communication and all. So I
Hmm.
don't. I like the way Alexis, kind of helped and guided him, but I don't know if it's coming from a true space. And then earlier in the episode, when Justin was trying to find out about love, because that's what the episode was about. Are you in love? Do you love me? Whatever. And she
Hmm.
just still isn't ready to open up. And I'm like, okay, y'all are 23 days in, or however many days, and you're still like, no, I don't feel comfortable, or that makes me uncomfortable telling you I love you. And I'm like, wow, are we going to make any progress, or is she just holding on just until the end to see what happens? I just didn't like that there was no growth in that conversation from the 2 weeks ago, I think, conversation they had. And I just don't know what to think about it. Does she wish she left? Like she swiped on him, the other two times. So I'm
Right.
looking
Right.
forward to seeing, because they were another one I was rooting for. I'm like, they can make it. Nope. I'm
I
not
mean, because
sure.
Justin is certainly willing to do anything, it seems like, to
Right.
please her. He seems like he's willing to go the extra mile. But the thing about him now, you have to understand when Justin says he's gonna overshare, he's a liar.
Mhm.
He's a
Right.
liar. I mean, plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? He's telling an untruth. Let me say it a nicer way. He's telling an untruth, and you got to understand that he's not a person. He takes criticism. It doesn't seem like he's willing to accept criticism. That's the
Hmm.
thing I noticed about him. I don't think he's a bad guy, but I think he really struggles with accepting criticism and understanding that just because someone can give you constructive criticism that can
Right.
actually make you better as a person and make
Mhm.
the two of you better as a couple, because now you are giving them what they need and now they can give you what you need and everybody can be happy. But if you're not going to share with me and explain things like you said, you're going to overshare. And because he said, and the thing I noticed about him, he said, but I thought I could fix it. Don't think you can fix it. Just tell me what's going on. Together, we can put our heads together, and maybe together, both of us can fix it. But I need to know this information. No. You know, whether it's about the dog or whether it's about the mortgage payment's going to be late. I need to know. I don't need the eviction notice on the door before you finally say, "Oh yeah, I meant to tell you about the eviction."
Like, I was handling it. I had it under control.
Yeah. We saw how well you did with the dog. We saw how well that's going. So, but you guys, what about you? What about Igor, India? What are your thoughts about this couple?
So my whole thing with this couple is this, right? Justin has worked extremely hard to get Alexis to say, I love you. Like, he literally tried to do everything he could think of, pull out all the tricks, everything, to get her to finally say, I love you. Okay, fine. You accomplished that. What are you going to do to keep that now, right? And if you learned anything about her, if you understand that she hasn't committed to previous relationships, you know, she's scared, she's a runner. If one thing she asks you to do is to overshare and to always make sure that you let her know what's going on, if you can't give her that one thing, you failed. And if she's someone who's going to run away, I feel like that's it. You have given her every reason to run away at this point.
Right. India?
Well, I told you, I'm not a fan of neither one, but
okay.
And I'm an animal person, and he lucky, because if you told me my dog has not eaten for 2 days, you blow up on me in the candy shop and ruin my experience with the candy, and then I'm trying to talk to you and be supportive with you in front of the therapist. She's giving him a lot of chances. I would run out that door by now. I'm sorry.
And it's just so early in the relationship.
And it's crying over Ben's relationship. It's crying over everything. It's just nauseating. And at this point, I don't think I will ever say this, but I really like how I said yes the last time that I felt that Alexis was being fake. I think it took her for her dog being attacked and for her dog getting sick for us to see the real Alexis. And I like how she's been telling him how it is, and she's not putting it on for the cameras. And I'm pretty sure before the end of this season, he's going to do something else again, and he's going to get aired out, because I think he has enough strikes in her book.
For sure. I agree.
Yeah, I think she's not going to take it easy with him the next time.
I wouldn't.
Not at all. Okay, so who should we do last? So should we save Stasha and Nate for last, or should we save Kristen and Mitch for last? What do you guys think? Take a quick
save Mitch for last. So
save Mitch for last?
That works.
Okay, all right. So here we go. Okay, so Stasha and Nate. Come on, guys. Whoever wants to jump in first.
I like that Nate brought out his thug life. Like, he was it's so funny because you get to see how much you can push someone, and if you guys are married, you push someone today, like, you know what? He didn't even care that the cameras were there. Like, his inflection change, he got a little red. I know he light skinned, but his color changed.
Right.
You want to see emotion? Now you got. I was like, ooh, okay. That's what she wanted. She, just like Alexis, she's like, oh, marriage is easy. Sasha was like, she wanted thug. Now you got what you asked for. I feel that she wants this to work so bad that she might self-sabotage by pushing him away with all of her terrorist demands.
No, you did not say terrorist demands. No, you did not.
All he got to do is hold up that newspaper with the day, because Stasha in the back with the gun, like, give me your stuff, I can make a baby, and still you love me at the same time.
And I think Nate is smart enough to understand that from a financial standpoint, he's in a really good situation with her. So I don't think he's gonna.
I want to be Nate when I grow up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think he's gonna try to mess this up. Hell no. He has an opportunity to live in her house, like
a new house
that she built. She cleans everything. Like, it's about to be staged and sold. Like, he has it good. He has it really good. So I don't think he's gonna try to mess it up. But I'm proud of him for also, saying, "Yo, please, that's it. Chill. Like, I've done little things to show you that I'm gonna prove myself. Maybe I haven't done them yet, but I've signed up that I'm going to do them. Please just chill out." But I also understand where she's coming from, because, she's not no spring chicken either. So
speaking of chickens, the Miss Creator says she meant chick instead of chicken.
Oh, that chicken.
Well, she was trying to say the type of chick, and I guess you know
Mhm.
how type of autocorrect or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Kimberly, what were your thoughts?
Oh, I enjoyed just seeing them talk, and I guess Nate stand up more for himself because I've been concerned as far as him just kind of going with the flow. I think I said last time, was it his choice to go to therapy, or was it him just saying I'm going to go because that's what Sasha wants? And this episode, it seems he brought it home, and he's like, "Hey, you're manipulative, or you're manipulating the situation." And it's just not right. So I kind of like seeing him step up, but I just want to know, is he going to stick to it? And I agree. I actually agree with Nate that Sasha does kind of seem to be manipulating the situation a little. So we just got to see what happens. To me, it's like she wants a son, someone she can lead and groom and just teach whatever she wants him to do, just to
Mm,
please her. So we'll see what
wow.
happens. But he spoke up, and I love it.
Right. I felt like I finally because I had written Nate off. I had all but written him off because it seems like he's got a great opportunity to live comfortably and have a sugar mama, but that's only that's only acceptable if you're the kind of man that would allow a woman to boss you around. Like boss baby, you know, Stasha is. But most men who have any kind of drive and alpha in them, or any kind of leader, they're not going to allow a woman to just boss them around and tell them what to wear, what time to eat, how to be. Like even they're disagreeing about when to have children, how soon. She wants them like yesterday. He wants to
Right.
wait 4 or 5 years because he's a man. He's got time. He can wait forever. Who cares? It doesn't matter to him. But I'm glad that he finally stepped up, at least to show to me that he's not in this and it's not all about money, possibly for him, because it seems like he's going to get a greater benefit out of this whole situation than
Mm.
she might get out of it. But I guess if she gets her 2.3 children out of it, maybe she'll be okay. I don't know, but I was glad that he finally stood up. And I didn't like, again, going back to the after party guys. Did you hear what she said about, yeah, well, he's getting all this. He's getting this new house. He's getting access to a joint account, which I don't understand all of that because there's no way I'd want to have a joint account with Nate. I'm sorry.
It's not
I
necessary.
feel like in today's society, why do you need that? You can
Right.
just
Cash App,
Quick Pay.
write a check.
Like you have
Write a
so
check.
many
Yeah.
ways to just send each
I mean,
other
if you
money.
got right, and if she's got, and I'm assuming the joint account is for back in the days, and you still have bills to pay, then just pay the bills. If you want this, you bought this elaborate house that apparently you could afford all by yourself anyway, then just pay the mortgage and let him pay the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
What did
mean,
y'all think about the? Oh,
go ahead, go ahead.
what did y'all think about the rating, the 4 out of 10? I thought that was
Oh,
kind of scary. Like, when is 4 out of 10 ever good? He could
when
I
you're
have.
just
think
meeting somebody 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, I think that's about. I'm
I,
not giving you
Now,
a I'm not giving you an 8. And even if I gave you an 8, honestly, I'm not gonna tell you I gave you an 8 like she
but
I
did.
was thinking at least
a
a
four after they were in the
5 or 6.
shower and being all up. I agree with Kimberly. They were in the shower being all up each other. It gotta be a little bit more than 4. I wouldn't even eat at a restaurant that had a 4 out of 10. That's like really bad.
I think
Okay,
Right.
so what would you say, Igor? You're the guy here. You're the only guy, so we're gonna leave it on your plate. What would you say? You met your wife 2-3 weeks ago. What number would you give her? If all the stuff that happened with Igor, with Nate and Stasha, the shower scene and whatnot. But see, I don't take put very much credence in this because let's be real, men will have sex with a doorknob and they're not going to give it a 10. I'm sorry, they will have. Let's be real, with a plastic doll. Come on. We all know men will have sex with the most unattractive women and not think anything of it. So I don't think that that's a big deal that they were hugging and kissing. I think it's up to the woman to hold up herself to whatever standard. So, but Igor, what's your thought on that 4?
I think when it comes to Nate, I think he understands the situation that he's in. I don't think he's a stupid guy, and I think he understands that Stasha is she's an alpha, and I think he said it himself that this relationship so far has been feeling almost like mind games. And so if you go back to the whole conversation with the coffee maker, he didn't want to budge. It just seems like they're kind of like in this weird stage where it's like a battle for alpha. And so for him to give her a 4 out of 10, I think he was actually lowballing it. And he even admitted it. He even said that even if I fell higher, this is what I'm gonna say now. I think he wants to put her lower to make her feel like she has to work harder. I think it's just all mind games at this point.
Oh, so you think that Stasha and Nate are both playing mind games? Is that your conclusion at this point?
For sure. She needs to know from him that this isn't about decision day. This is about right now. Do you want to be with me right now? And he's trying to see, okay, can I live with her? Is she going to make me do everything and I can't be myself at all? Am I going to lose my individualism by being here? So I think there's a lot of mind games here. He's trying to establish that I'm not just a pushover. And she's trying to establish, no, you're going to do everything I say. And so there's this, like, it just feels like there's this back and forth going on.
Right.
So that 4 out of 10 might have just been a jab.
It was. That's how I feel. Because that's never passing.
It might have been a what? I didn't understand what you said. It might have been a what?
A jab, like a poke.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because she's been running things so far, and look at how she even came into his apartment and how she did his, his cabinets and whatnot.
I still want an explanation for that. Why you had expired stuff in your house? Why you had empty bottles and boxes? I still want to know.
Because it was an Airbnb. Those clients left those boxes.
Oh God.
Oh Lord. But okay, you guys wanted it. You said save these people for last. So you guys go ham on these people right here.
Mitch gonna have a band-aid on his head soon. Mitch gonna have a new band-aid soon. I can tell you that.
Mitch the rapper. That's what I got from Mitch.
They were actually having a good time, but then what had to happen? I mean, he was rapping and she was right along with them. They were in their glow. Like, I was like, okay. And then Mitch opened his mouth. Huh?
I said they were enjoying their chicken wings and karaoke.
Chicken wings and karaoke and a little bit of beer. Yeah, they were doing all right, but Mitch said he gotta save the world from his wife. His wife is about to gentrify all of San Diego.
He put that paper on real fast.
Right.
I couldn't understand what Kimberly. What was Mitch talking about? Here's a guy that doesn't like to bathe. He wants to only use recyclable, sustainable products. So does he not understand that by going in and rehabbing a nice house or a house that needs a fixer-upper and making it nicer, she could sell it to someone else? Like he says, oh, she's just getting ready to take over San Diego and she's so corporate. I just didn't get it. I just did not get it.
I didn't either. And this is why it's so important to talk about your goals when you're dating and in these relationships, because that would have turned me off from Mitch as if the stove in the bathtub didn't already. That really would have just got me, because it's like, okay, we, work hard. Why can't we go and help someone who is less fortunate? But it's like, he just wants everyone to stay less fortunate, kind of. I just don't understand it. And then the beach date, it's fine to go and, clean up the beach if you own property or whatever. But I'm like, really? And then he picked up his little trash and, was on his merry way. And just, to me, it was like, if anyone is here for the check, it's Mitch at this point. That's just my little opinion. He's just riding this thing out. And it's just like, Mitch, what are you doing? What are they going to do when they have children? I need them to stay together just so I can see how this is going to play out with children, a long-term marriage. He said even with the t-shirt thing, which I love the t-shirt prank. I've always wanted to see the behind the scenes of the t-shirt. Everyone's wearing the, same shirt or whatever. But he said he didn't like people to buy him stuff. And I'm like, Mitch.
He just doesn't want anything new and clean next to his skin. That's foreign to him. It might give him a rash.
Oh my God.
Not washing doesn't give him a rash. I promise nothing else will.
It's interesting because you want to.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, as someone from New York, I don't agree with a lot of things Mitch said, but being a Black woman from New York, I really do support Mitch and what he said about gentrification, because I grew up in Harlem in the 90s, and I see that a lot of times when the developers and the people come in and they rehab, they sell it at a price that is like market value, or a price that the people that were living there before could not afford it. So I understand that perspective. I don't think his timing was right when he said that, to like pretty much like crap on her dreams. But gentrification and like the big cities like New York, San Diego, etc., does displace a lot of Black and brown people. So I don't think she understood that, and I think Mitch is trying to be like one of those guys who are woke. You see, he raps, he talks about like R&B, like subtle hits that he's trying to,
from the back.
like he's like down with the culture, you know. So I think they just paired him up with the wrong woman, and I think he should have been paired up maybe with someone that shade. But that's just my opinion.
I can appreciate that, but I want to know, what is he doing for the culture besides cleaning up the beach, which that's this environmental part. Okay, great. But what are you doing for Black and brown people? If that's really how you feel, what are you doing specifically for them? Are you educating them to the different loans that are available to first-time home buyers? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that. And I guess I see what you're saying, Indy. I absolutely agree and get what you're saying about the gentrification with corporations. But I guess what I don't connect, where the disconnect is, okay, you've got corporations and developers, and then you've got Kristen with a Y. She's one person, and I don't know, maybe she's sitting on a load of money, or maybe her dad's a developer. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that what she was saying was, as an individual woman with some savings and good credit, perhaps, I want to buy just one house, and then maybe fix that up. And then maybe the next time I might buy a duplex. But I don't see her as being this corporate person that's really going to drastically, and the flip side of that, and I'm going to just say this, the flip side of that, there are people that have absolutely bought houses from these flippers, and because they wouldn't have been able to get a house, let's say, that was a fixer up and fix them up. They've been able to live in a decent home because somebody came in and invested $100,000 to upgrade the electrical, the plumbing, et cetera, and now this person can get a loan because the house is valued at more. So now these banks will give you a loan for that. But if you're just coming in as a regular schmegular person, not all the time can you do all of this work. You see what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying.
I think she's trying to make a profit, and I don't know, Igor could talk to it more. He was saying like she gives off the vibe that she wants to try to make as much money as she can in the future. So you want to talk to that?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things from this conversation that like I was thinking about, and just hearing the both of you, and you said something that actually resonated with me. You said, what is he doing for the culture, right? And then I started thinking of, well, there are people like Mr. Beast, who's on YouTube, who became very wealthy, and he has given away so much money. He has done so much for people, and that would just not be possible had he not gotten to where he is. And so, like, everybody knows who Mr. Beast is, you know, like everybody does. And
in the YouTube world,
all the positive things, who knows what Mitch has done? Who knew about Mitch since before the show started? And at the same time, Mitch also, I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but I think he said he works for a non-profit. So how do you expect to get better at what you're doing if you don't have the funds for it? And if Kristen is telling you that she has a way to make possible money, we don't know how she's going to use it. We don't know if it will have negative consequences to all kinds of people. I hope it doesn't. I hope she's not that type of owner or landlord. I hope she's not like that. But at the end of the day, if there is something positive that you want to do for anybody, you need money. And if she's able to provide him with the money so that he can further whatever dreams he has, which is to help people, which is to help clean the planet, then that could actually work really well. Why be a party pooper? Why ruin her dreams and not even see where they're going? If you've seen her doing something negative, call her out immediately. But have you seen her do anything negative?
Right. And I think that was the thing that hurt Kristen, is that he see that even though she was so supportive of his dreams, he basically right away just poo-pooed on hers, because all the questions like what you and India are bringing up are excellent points. So ask the question instead of assuming something negative and terrible about your mate. Why not ask the question? Well, what is your end goal? Do you plan on giving back a percentage? Are you going to help people who need maybe financial literacy education on how to take out a mortgage? I mean, anything. I didn't hear him ask her any questions. He just poo-pooed on her dreams. And if you notice from the very beginning, the one thing I noticed about Mitch right early on when he got that haircut right before the wedding, he's very selfish. He's very self-centered, and that's a sickening person right there. Because if you're going to be self-centered, and seriously, if you're going to be self-centered and selfish, you really don't need a spouse. You really don't need a spouse. And it lets me know why the reason why he's been single for 8 years, it kind of all makes sense. You've been single for 8 years.
Yeah, he's just very rigid. It's just kind of unfortunate because I definitely see his point. I definitely see what he was trying to say. And to what India was saying, it's unfortunate what's happening. I just feel like he could have said it some other time. Like he could have had way better timing. If someone's telling you their dream and you're gonna just derail them, even if you're valid, don't kill someone's dream right there on the spot. Don't do that.
And on camera too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that was very hurtful. I don't know what he expected to get out of that. But on another note, I will say, just like with Nate, I felt like Kristen finally came out of her shell for the first time and really put him in check. Like, look, I don't like this. I don't like how you took this dream of mine and you basically just stomped on it. I like that she addressed him because she has been doing that kowtow thing, like, oh yeah, whatever you need, Mitch, that's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna bend backwards. I'm gonna do the splits. I'm gonna be as flexible as you need me to be, baby. But that's not working because Mitch is not the kind of man that's gonna appreciate any of that.
He just take.
He's gonna break her. She's gonna have a breakdown.
I don't know. In these last couple of episodes, she said, "When are you gonna show me that you appreciate me?" So far, it has seemed as if she's been planning events and doing things with him. She went surfing with him. She watched him surf, and all he did was bust his ass, which I guess is comedy, so I would go watch that too. But then she went out and picked up garbage with him.
Such a nice date.
Like, what has he done? What has Mitch done to...
Exactly.
What has he planned with her?
He threw a tantrum in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, about the shirt. Kimberly, you want to address anything about that, about the shirt and about this whole concept of him? He's such an individual person too. He's just such an individualistic. He doesn't want anybody telling him what to do.
Right. You nailed it with he needs to be single. And I would say not even date. Like just be, one of those people who just say they're not going to date. I know people like that. They refuse to date. They refuse to be in a relationship. Just hang out with your friends and leave it at that. And I understood his point because I'm the type of person, like I prefer gifts that I know I'm going to use because I don't like to just get something and then not wear it or use it. So I usually just tell people to get me a gift card or cash or, here's a registry I created, get something from that. But I would have just wore the shirt if it was my size, and didn't, I don't know, look too crazy. It was a nice shirt. And then he went on and put on black. It would have been different if he put on like pink or was like, I wanted to wear something bright. He put on another black shirt. This is just Mitch being Mitch. Exactly. Like they look similar. It's just white lines missing. So it's just Mitch trying to be in control. He's not bending. He's not compromising, which is something we hear a lot in successful relationships and marriages. And Mitch just isn't ready to do it. So I don't see this.
Do you guys think Mitch is jealous of her?
Now I think that's a possibility. You mean in terms of her success, her career success? Yeah.
But isn't that usually how it is when the woman is making a little more? It does make the man feel a little uneasy at times. Mitch tried to act like he was all for it, like, yeah, I don't mind. But now that's a good point you make, Igor, because maybe he is a little jealous. Never thought about it.
A little green-eyed monster there. Oh, okay. Guys, any questions that we have that we're gonna leave in the viewers and the chat and the people in the chat? Any questions that we want to leave in their minds so that they could drop down in this comment section? Guys, I want you to feel free to drop down and chat with us. I've enjoyed the dialogue and the conversation, but talk to us some more. Do you think that Nate is really, really sincere? Does he really want to be married to Stasha? Does he see a future with Stasha? or is he just playing games? You know, what do you guys think? You have any questions in your mind about these couples?
Yes. Do y'all think Alexis is attracted to Justin? I'm trying to be serious.
No.
Ooh,
She may be.
Nah,
uh,
she swiped on him already.
yeah.
I'm starting to think that Justin was totally like making up stories about how women want him and all that. Now seeing that the way he is about stuff,
Right.
facts ain't adding up, boy.
That is odd. Like this whole thing about his junk and what size it is and all that.
Piece of meat.
But I think he's right.
I don't
I think he's
understand.
true on that one. I think he was telling the truth. Because I've seen a lot of women go with the shoe size and the height and say, "Oh, I know he's
What about
packing."
his face? and
They don't
this, like, I got more muscles than him. Like,
and this.
And he said she got more muscles. And what about the crying? For Christ's sake, what about the crying? All the crying. It's the crying for me. I mean, like, I didn't think he was that attractive, to be honest. And I'm sorry, Justin, if you hear this. I think you're a fine human being, but physically,
Justin is a stud.
yeah, he's been in, be careful because he's been in and out of YouTubers' lives, so you never know. I just want to say I think you are a interesting human being, but honestly, I think as a man, and I see this a lot. I'm gonna be fair because we do. Kimberly and I do Ready to Love, and what we see even over there is that a lot of these men today. I'm glad I'm not a young woman in today's society because men today have really opted out. A lot of men have opted out of the masculine role. They've opted out of asking and pursuing women for dates. I couldn't deal with it, and Justin is right along that line. He's just very. He just has a lot of feminine traits, and the crying, unfortunately, happens to be one of them. But not being able to express himself, not being able to control and regulate his emotion, that to me is an adult trait. It's not masculine or feminine, but it's an adult trait that when you become an adult and you reach maturation, you actually can regulate your emotion. You actually can take in criticism without falling apart. You see what I'm saying? So I find that very unattractive about him, but yeah, I don't think Alexis finds him sexy. I don't. And I wonder what would have happened if he had pushed up on her in the honeymoon when she was all kissy, kissy, kissy face with him. I wonder if he had pushed up on her and pushed on her for sex, what would have happened? I don't know. What were they waiting for?
but he doesn't find her attractive either. If you really remember and paid attention, when he first talked about his ideal woman, he was like either like caramel or lighter than me or something like that. He was like the hair, and then she comes out, she's darker brown, and we don't know because I think wiggle weave or whatever. That's not the woman he described. He described more like Stasha or like a little bit darker than Stasha. So I feel like he was just I feel like he talks out of his ASS a lot. So
kind of like the oversharing bit that he told us, right?
Yeah, and like to your point earlier, like I think that there's a good balance between like sharing and crying and showing your emotions. I don't think there's anything wrong with a man crying or sharing his emotions. I just think that Justin doesn't have the other tools in his toolbox, like you said, to communicate, you know?
Well, that's it. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I maybe didn't express it the best way possible. It's not the crying. It's not the actual crying or showing of emotion. It's the fact that he cries at the drop of a hat. If I drop my hat and you start crying, I'm gonna think something wrong with you. I'm sorry, male or female. I'm sorry. I'm gonna think something wrong with you. If I drop my hat and you're like, "Oh, that was such a horrible head drop," you fall apart. You ain't. You need some mental help. You need some mental
help. It's like a toddler. It's like a toddler who cries for anything. You know, I'm tired. I'm hungry. That's what it's like.
Yes. So those are some of the. Kimberly, you have any questions that you want to leave in the viewer's mind for down in the chat, down in the comment section?
I'm not sure. I would like to know what their rating is now of how many couples will stay together at this point.
There you go.
I was 4-1 at first. 4 would stay together. 1, which is Stasha and Nate, would say no. But now I don't know. My numbers have been broken up, but I would like to know that for sure. You said one couple?
I think so too. I think only one couple. Who you got?
Who do you have?
So I feel like if Stasha and Nate can get on the right page, they might be the couple. I feel like Lindy will go down fighting Miguel. She'll run from the server who tries to give her the divorce papers. So that might be another couple that might stay together.
She won't let him. She won't sign the divorce papers.
Nope. She's gonna take her different aliases. She's gonna run from her office.
No credit cards, only cash.
Yeah. But
she gonna be too busy going to all those doctor's appointments and the dentist appointments, getting everything fixed up, that she's neglected for like the last 4, 5, 6 years, whatever.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree with India. I agree with India. I think again, Nate is in a good situation, so I don't see him messing that up. I think he's going to try to hold his ground as much as possible. And because she wants family, she's going to have to give in to his terrorist demands to get what she wants. And I think they're going to find a way to make it work.
Meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle somewhere, yeah. I do see Miguel asking for a divorce. I think he's thinking about it right now, where we are in the season. And he's
just enjoying his lustful self right now for these next several years.
Fun. He's having fun, living on Married at First Sight dime, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I think Miguel is just a better pulled together version of Mitch, actually, because I don't see him. I see him as a commitment phobe too. Because remember now, he told us that every girlfriend he ever had, he's the one that broke up with them. Every girlfriend. That's very odd that you are the one that ended every single relationship, in my opinion.
But isn't that the opposite of what they said in the beginning of the season, when he was talking to the sailor captain and the grape lady? And he was in the bear costume. Didn't they tell him, you don't know when to notice red flags, you don't know when to call it? And now all of a sudden he's the guy looking for red flags, and he's the one who always ends all the relationship. I don't know. Maybe I got to rewatch it, but it just sounds like...
No, you're right. I do recall. You're right, especially because you gave so much context. You're right. They did say that to him, but I'm just going by. And that's the odd thing about this show, is that you really have to wonder which reporter is accurate and honest, or are they all, is it just portions of it? You know what I'm saying? Like they say, it's two sides to the story, and then there's a third side, which is the truth. Because you're right, they did say, his friends did tell him that, but he recently told someone, he said, I'm the one that breaks off the relationships after a couple of years. And I feel like, I've been watching him very closely. I feel like the whole situation with his mom being, having mental health issues, I feel like that has made him kind of distant and kind of emotionally unavailable. I don't see him as being emotionally available personally. I don't know if anybody else sees that or not, but I don't. They
all need help.
They all need help. But guys, tell us where our viewers, where they can reach you, India and Igor.
You want me to go? Yeah. All right. So we have a YouTube channel. We also have an Instagram. I'll let India tell you guys a little more about the Instagram. But essentially on the YouTube channel, what we like to do is talk about, shows like Married at First Sight and other shows. And we come from a perspective of, instead of doing a scene-by-scene analysis, we like to essentially pick off key moments and talk about them, and essentially give relationship advice, because, relationships are not easy. And this TV show shows you that relationships are not easy, even though they're in a very difficult situation. But we talk through it. And if anybody has similar issues or anything like that, then, we're just there to help everybody out. And I'm going to let India take the rest.
So the Instagram is let's talk _India_Igor. Sometimes I have questions of the day that relates back to the show. I post when we can post, so people know heads up, like the videos drop. So you can just head on over to the YouTube and let's talk with India Igor.
Awesome, guys. I'm telling you guys, you will love their channel. They are so hilarious. They keep it to the point. They don't do scene by scene, but they give you a very great recap. And Kimberly, tell us about your channel.
Oh, yes. So I enjoy watching the show live with you all and chatting about it during the commercial break, so we can just discuss what is going on. And I love just seeing the different perspectives of the show. We all have our own opinions, and it's nice to just come together as we're watching the show live and chat about it. I also like talking about anything. So if you have a topic in mind, just shoot me an email and we can discuss it on my channel. And I promote my travels because I love traveling. So that's what I do on Kimberly Reviews. So you can find me on Facebook and YouTube, Kimberly Reviews, and on IG, Kimberly Reviews _.
Awesome. And I'm actually Aubrey. And if you want to join my A team, there's the information. You can join and become a member and get all these special perks and help support the channel. We all need a little help. These things do add up. But guys, we want to thank you for being here. We especially want to thank our lovely and wonderful moderators extraordinaire, Ellen V and Monique King. We want to thank you. Yay. Yes, definitely give them a hand. And guys, with that, the holiday weekend, we're just going to head. Oh, and be sure, guys, to like the video, share, share with friends, family, co-workers, and people you want to get in trouble. And be sure to comment. And like I said, consider joining the membership. We really would appreciate it. We do other shows, including Ready to Love, Bell Collective, and we have some more shows coming up in the fall. And with that, guys, we're going to slide right on out of here. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Good
Bye
night.
now.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody. Thanks
Enjoy
for
Labor
hanging
Day.
out.
Yep. Enjoy. Have a safe, happy, wonderful Labor Day, too. All right. Bye now.